Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler, and today is episode 82, Wyndham / WorldMark owner updates. So here's the overview. I completed owner updates in Wyndham and WorldMark. I own WorldMark, but a lot of Wyndham locations I was going to, so I went ahead and did a Wyndham update. And I'll talk about what Wyndham offered me and what WorldMark offered me. I'll talk about Travel Up, which is the program that WorldMark has, and it's part of the Travel and Leisure purchase. And then I'm going to end with enhancements to WorldMark I would like, and hopefully you'll send me some comments. Before I go into the details, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel, and then I'll be right back and go through the details. Hi, my name is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. The purpose of this channel is to provide education and knowledge for those interested in timeshares. I've been a timeshare owner for over 15 years. I'm an elite owner with Marriott Vacation Club, Hilton Grand Vacations, and WorldMark by Wyndham. I've also posted over 70 timeshare video reviews of different locations, and I've posted 40 timeshare video tips. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, and I can be found at Timeshare Trav on Twitter and Facebook, and my website is www.timesharetraveler.com. I completed owner updates in both Wyndham and WorldMark, as I mentioned in the overview. And I attended several during I did a cross-country trip, and it was just amazing that they always wanted to offer me updates. Even one time I had one the day before, and they offered it again, and I was taking 30,000 points a piece, so it was good for 2 nights in a timeshare, so it was worth it to me. I always take points and ask for at least 30,000 points. I don't always get them, but I usually get 20 to 25. And I use I use those points to book on Vacasa, and I've actually got a free week in Hawaii booked for January using Vacasa. And I've also got coming up, I've got a free 6 nights in Club Wyndham timeshares on the Big Island of Hawaii. So I use them using the Wyndham Rewards account. You can book the timeshares, and then I use Vacasa. Some of the ones like I said, on my updates, there were Club Wyndham, was Nashville, Flagstaff, and a few others. And I was interested actually to learn whether I should I add Club Wyndham to sort of offset the WorldMark I have, which is, it's kind of the WorldMark's the West Coast, and Club Wyndham is more the East Coast as a general rule. So I wanted to understand the benefits. We've made sense in combined points. I'm always interested in learning, so it's was useful for me. And so anyway, and then some of them were WorldMark, and we're talking about Travel Up and additional points, and I'll go into that in a little bit. I'm going to first go through what Wyndham offered me. One of the updates was in Hawaii recently, and they offered me a Hawaii deed. It was kind of a combined deed. It wasn't like one property, but it gave you priority across all of the Hawaii property. It was one of their former companies they had purchased, and they still had some of the inventory left. And it gave me a 13-month priority. It was about 140,000 points. I can't remember the exact number. And they offered, that was one offer. Then second one was I was offered similarly about 140,000 points, but it was the Club Wyndham Access points. And that's similar to the way WorldMark's. It's a set of points across, I think it's 68 different locations. And so they were saying, hey, that would give you the East Coast priority on a bunch of locations, and you already have the WorldMark for the West Coast. And that was an interesting thing. But I ultimately declined on both of them. And basically, this year, I will have stayed in every Club Wyndham on the Big Island, and there are 2 that I haven't done on Kauai. So I'm finding that I'm fully able to get what I want. Not exactly when I want it, but that never happens. And I'm able to do that with my WorldMark points using Club Pass. So I decided to not do anything. But again, it was a good education, so I don't feel bad about what I did. Okay, now I'm going to talk about what WorldMark offered me, and their main offer was for Travel Up, and that provides significant discounts for cruises, airfare, etc. There was no specific price for Travel Up, but you had to do an upgrade if you didn't already have it. So I would have to buy some points, and it just requires a purchase. They suggested I add additional points, although there's no official word. There's some discussions about a 100,000 point club, and there's one 100,000 point club on the equivalent to that on the Club Wyndham side. So they're thinking that that's going to eventually happen in the WorldMark. So they were suggesting that I might as well purchase some of that. No specifics were offered, and I will consider it once it's available to see if it makes sense for me. And again, I did not purchase as I don't need Travel Up. I found a similar product offered by Travel and Leisure for $14.95 a month, and I've got a video that I'll show you how you can access it to see if it makes sense for you. It might be a really good thing, but let me talk a little bit about Travel Up in the next slide. A little more detail on Travel Up, since that's what WorldMark is offering. It's really just if you do an upgrade, you get Travel Up. So they're using that to push Travel Up. But there's Travel and Leisure also offers a discounted travel for $14.95, and there's a 30-day trial. You know, it might be a good idea if you're on the fence about whether you need additional points, but you like the idea of the discounted travel, to try the 30-day trial, see if that makes sense, and then, you know, if you're on the fence about buying and you say, oh wow, this is really good, then maybe doing the upgrade and then not having to pay the $14.95 since you're kind of on the fence. Or the other option is the $14.95 good enough and you don't need to spend a bunch of money for points? So I couldn't find. I did bring it up, and there was nobody who knew about it, and therefore they didn't know the differences between the $14.95 package and Travel Up. And I'm going to show you a video right now that shows you how you navigate to it, so you can do the trial, or even if you want to do the $14.95, I offer that and let me know how it goes if you do try it. I'm going to walk you through a little bit how you can do the sort of, I don't know if it's a poor person's Travel Up or whatever it is, but just go to travelandleisure.com, and then you click on the Book Now, which is up in the upper right here. You can click on the Book Now. It opens you up to another page, I hope. Give it a second here. And then it says join the club. It's go. Travel and Leisure Go. Get preferred pricing and member perks. 60-day free trial. So again, I don't know how this is different than Travel Up, but I've been kind of looking at it. I didn't really need Travel Up, but I'm curious because you can get a 60-day free trial. You get curated itineraries. And then it says join down here. Preferred pricing. Save up to 60% on hotels and resorts, plus member-only savings on car rentals, activities, and more. I think that includes cruises. 600, all this stuff, 345,000 activities and custom concierge, all this stuff, VIP perks and customized concierge. Join the travel, and it's $14.95. You can start your free trial and cancel it. Again, I don't know how different this is than Travel Up, but it might be a good way to learn how to use Travel Up or use something similar, and then you can decide whether you want to do an upgrade based on if this is worth it and you don't want to pay the $14.95 and you wanted the points anyway. So that's what I wanted to show you. If you wanted to experiment with a version of Travel Up, it's also by Travel and Leisure. I wanted to end with enhancements to WorldMark I would like to see, and I'd be interested to hear your feedback. And the reason I'm doing that is they're always offering me, here's what we have to sell, but they never really ask what enhancements would you like. And I'd like to be able to move my WorldMark points into Wyndham rewards. If you own Club Wyndham, one of the advantages, you can actually move your Club Wyndham points into Wyndham rewards. And again, I mentioned earlier, I've used my Wyndham rewards points from the my maintenance fees and my sort of owner updates to book a week in Hawaii, and I've used them to book using the Club Wyndham timeshares as well. It's 15,000 points per night for one bedroom, whether you're using Vacasa or whether you're doing that, and it's really cool. The other thing is I would like to have an online club pass, and I believe that's what they have on the Club Wyndham side, but they don't have it on the WorldMark side. And then feel free to add any feedback for enhancements you would like to, and maybe somebody in WorldMark will be watching. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe.